So with live groups in Katana, we can really streamline our node layout as well as improve our collaboration. So just to give you an idea, the whole top section of our graph that we worked with could be broken out into separate look dev scenes for characters and look dev and creation scenes, as well as for the environments and even the cameras and layout. We could split it up, work in separate Katana scenes, and treat all the departments separately in Katana. With lighting and look dev sort of work too, you can't do everything in live groups. It ends up with a lot of live links going around the place, and putting huge amounts of materials, for example, into live groups as well is sometimes not recommended in the documentation. It does state that you can get some slowdowns when using live groups en masse, but they've got a more lightweight and recommended solution for that, and they're called the look files, the .klf files. So what they are, we can get a point in the graph, let's say this point right here, and another point in the graph, and then store everything between that into a small file. Very lightweight file called a KLF, Katana look file. And that can save all the information about creating the materials on the fly, what they're assigned to, any render specific settings, in fact anything in Katana really, almost anything we can bake into a look file. And what we can do with the look file bake node is it bakes all that info down in the node graphs. And then once you've made that, this could all just not exist. And we can have a look file assign node that will apply that back to the point in the graph. I will undo that for now. But so look files can be really useful. They can be used in different ways. They can be used for different versions of a given asset. We can have an environment and do look dev on the environment for different times of day with different HDR files. We could do it for versions of different versions of look dev, and much like live groups, we can also use them to separate the work from this graph. So a lighter, for example, can just bring in naked gray geometry, apply a look file, and light the geometry. So it really can simplify a workflow and cut down a Katana graph too, and help you slot in other people into your pipeline easily with look files. The setup I have here is, in the look file bake node, we have the default and the original connection. So the original is the origin point of where it's coming through from the graph, and the default is after. So these two connections in a look file bake node are designed to show which are the start and end points in the graph that we're going to save out into the look file. We need to say where the root of the material tree is, which is here, and we need to pick a point in the scene graph where it's going to save all the nodes from, so the worlds. So I've got them set up as so. And then in the look file assign node, we just choose which file and which path to paste the file back onto.